Okay, you all, welcome back to Deal Me In. We are on season 2 and we are at episode 4. No, 5, I believe, because we had 2 parts last time. So we're technically at episode 5. And today we are going to talk about health and healthy eating and just everything regarding that topic. So today I also have 2 guests with me. I have Theo and I also have Yakira. And how you all doing today?
Doing
Oh,
all
oh,
right.
we're good, good.
Perfect. Okay, so let's see. So when I say the word healthy, like a healthy lifestyle, Theo, what comes to mind if you hear someone speaking of like a healthy lifestyle? Like, what are 3 key things that you would think of?
Three key things healthy lifestyle would probably be mental, physical, spiritual health. I know we're speaking specifically about the body, but I believe as your mind goes, so does your body. So,
Yes.
I believe the things we feed ourselves as far as nutrition and things that we may even abstain from, um, that could, improve our physical health also affect our mental health.
Right.
Um, and so I would say mind, body, spiritual health, even your spirit when you feel high or you feel spiritually low or disconnected, I would say, from your power source, whatever your faith may be.
Mhm.
um I think those things affect us, and our health. So that would be my answer.
Right. I totally agree. Great answer. And then Yakira, what do you think? What comes to mind? And this is it's nothing in particular. I just like to know what people think of when you talk about healthy lifestyle. So what would you think?
Yeah, interestingly enough, for me, when I think of healthy lifestyle, just because of my background and all this training and education in the physical aspect of your health, I tend to
Hmm.
think of diet and exercise. Those are the big two. And then I also want to push the idea of having a primary care physician or a doctor that you see on a regular basis just to make sure that you are staying healthy and you are staying up to date on anything that may be going on, because some disease processes we don't even realize are happening because they have no symptoms. So it's really important to
Hmm.
have a primary care physician that you can express your concerns with, and of course they'll run different tests and see where you stand and where your health stands.
Right. Definitely. Great answer. And Yakira, you just graduated right from med school. And what are you specializing in?
I did. I'm specializing in emergency medicine. So I am an
Nice.
incoming resident or resident physician. Um, Graduated in May, but with COVID-19 and the pandemic, of course, I didn't have a
Yeah.
graduation, unfortunately.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. It is
Yeah.
a crazy time. And I see so many different, little creative ways everyone is trying to still celebrate and just, cherish those moments. So definitely a big congratulations to you. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Appreciate it.
Um, yeah. Okay. So moving right along. Um, so now that we kind of have an idea of like what we all think of, I guess I would say for me, I didn't say what I think. I guess when I think of healthy lifestyle, it's kind of like the same thing that you said, Theo. I think, mind, body, spirit, because technically all of those things, when one goes awry, you kind of see the other two, affected. So I would say the same thing, basically. All right. So Theo, I always see Theo is like I'm not I'm not gonna say like you're an expert or anything, but I feel like you know a lot about like different exercises and just like what to do in the gym and just like healthy eating. I see you meal prep a lot. What would you say about um daily exercise, especially as of now with COVID going on? Because I know you did visit the gym quite a bit. What would you say some different or creative ways to get daily exercise and would be for listeners?
I would just keeping it simple.
Mhm.
get up, get out, and do something.
Right.
I
Just
feel
moving
like,
around daily.
yeah, I feel
Mhm.
like there's an inherent attitude that if we are absent from or lacking our comforts or the things that we associate with health,
Mhm.
that people have a built-in excuse or a built-in blocker that keeps them from engaging in healthy lifestyle practices.
Right.
So,
I agree.
the gym door is closed, but you have outside. You have different elevations of, maybe from your porch or your driveway. You have an incline, on your driveway. Your street may have a hill or be sloped.
Mhm.
Um, they close parks, so you might not have access to as much equipment, but you might have patio furniture. You might have furniture in your home. You
Mhm.
becoming innovative and ingenuitive um, is one of those things that when we are put in situations of discomfort, we kind of lack sometimes.
Mhm.
Um, but being able to find yourself away is the biggest thing that I think you can do. So being direct, body weight workouts, moving things, being creative as far as water jugs with water. Maybe if the
Hmm.
water becomes too light, replace the water with rocks or sand if you can get a hold
Hmm.
of, different
That's a
things
good
like that.
idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I need to do that because I was like, I need to like build more muscle. So
right, you know,
figure something out. That's a good idea, actually.
so stuff like
Hmm.
that.
So
Well,
I don't know how the different schools or like mainly like the high schools are with letting people use like their track and field areas. I know my former high school, like a lot, I would see a lot of people kind of utilize it at different times. I think they pretty much kept that open, and I was thinking. I mean, I saw um someone I knew on social media, like they usually post like, they'll go out and they'll do their workouts on the high school like field. They'll just like kind of do their little 30-minute whatever, and then they'll like run around, and then they'll use the bleachers to go up and down. So actually I was thinking of doing something like that because I thought that that would probably be a great idea to keep you like outdoors anyway, because a lot of
mhm.
people are shut in right now and not getting out like how they probably would want to or should. So, yeah, Yakira, what have you been? Do you usually? I don't know how you're. If you have like a weekly exercise routine or what? What do you think? What have you been doing lately?
Yeah, honestly, I need to make a couple of modifications to my exercise regimen. I don't exercise quite as much as I should,
Hmm.
but when I do, I tend to do at-home exercises. I do have a set of resistance bands that I use, especially for
Yes.
body workouts. And like Theo was talking about, sometimes you have to get creative. And for me, being in med school, I have a whole bookshelf with a lot of books, and a lot of them are heavy. So
Right,
I need
right.
clothes, when I'm doing squats or lunges or whatever, to give me that added weight that I would normally get in a gym because I'm more of a fitness person than I am like a cardio. I
Okay.
wish I liked running, but I don't. But I will
Yeah.
go get some weights. I will get on a Smith's machine or something and do those kind of workouts.
Nice.
But
Yeah.
yeah, with this pandemic, it's been a little harder. You really have to be motivated to
You do.
be consistent with your exercising, whether that's running outside or doing at home exercises like I do.
Hmm.
But the pandemic has proven to be a bit of a challenge for a lot of us.
Yes, I agree. All right. What else? Okay, so as we talk about correct or just any type of exercise, just getting out there, what about like what we eat, like different foods? Theo, I know that sometimes you meal prep. What are some of the key things you would see while you're meal prepping? Like, do you do a lot of like chicken breast, a lot of do you bake a lot of things? Do you do like some vegetables or maybe what do you usually have included with your meal preps?
Usually, what I try to do is adhere to a set of macronutritional standards. So,
Okay.
macros are, and I'm
I
sure you
I
go ahead.
have that here. I think I think I
Yeah,
just just learned about that. What do we say? What are macros? There are, okay, the fats and proteins and carbohydrates. All of
Right.
those different things. Yeah.
And I think people misstep sometimes and make the mistake of not at least trying to get some kind of baseline or some understanding of what your personal macronutritional levels should be. So you'll get folks that or see a fad diet or a trend and say, well, with very little knowledge to your own body chemistry or what kind,
Mm-hmm.
without paying attention or keeping a log of what your body has reacted well to, you'll see them say, well, I'm just going to cut out this. I'm not going to eat carbs. I'm not going to eat any meat. I'm not going to, you know, and unless consulted by a physician to remove something, I say
Mm-hmm.
all macronutrients are important. So you just have to figure out, what is the preferred or the positive portion of protein that you need, and you know, am I getting enough healthy fats, omega 3, omega 6 fatty acids, that can be found in vegetables, nuts, different things like that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
am I eating lean enough meat? I might be eating meat. I think I'm doing right, but is it lean enough? Is it clean, or is it pretty fatty source? Um, on my carbs and my intake of different things like my breads, my potatoes, my rice, is it too starchy? Is it, uh, you know, is it going to turn into fats and sugars in my body, or is it something that's going to be a complex carb that is used immediately for energy within my body, or is it just going to sit and stay with me and make me heavy? So when it comes to diet and meal prep, first I think you have to try to get some kind of low level understanding, or high level, I should say, understanding of what your body needs. Every diet isn't good for everybody. Every trend isn't good for everybody.
Exactly.
You
Specific
know,
to your body. Like, I think a lot of people kind of go crazy with that. And that's one of the things I always tell people, like when I hear them say, oh, I'm doing this diet and that diet, like all these different trends, or they're like getting all of these different vitamins because they see everyone on a vitamin craze. Like, just because I have worked retail pharmacy for so long, people come up with questions, and it's like, you don't, like, why are you getting this much of, whatever vitamin you're, like, did your doctor tell you to? Like, I totally agree with that comment that you made there too. Like, you have to know why you're putting these extra things, in your system, or like what you actually need. So I
hmm
think, yeah, that's a great point. Like, you have to understand your body and know what you need. So, but what would be like if you included, all of those macros in, like, what for you yourself individually, what do you usually use to meal prep?
given an idea, to set it up, I normally have, I'm either grilling outside on the
Mm-hmm.
grill, or I bake most of everything. I really don't fry very much of anything ever. Um, I was given an air fryer as a gift, and that comes in handy sometimes when you just
Yeah.
need a quick way to cook something and not feel guilty about the frying process. But I do a lot of boiling, a lot of baking, a lot of grilling.
Now the air fryer, I'll interject really quick. I'm sorry. The air fryer, you have an option not to use grease, right? It just kind of
Yep,
like, yeah. So okay. So
it's
that
like
is a great alternative,
right.
especially someone who's used to a lot of fried foods. So
Yeah,
yeah. So
it's like
okay.
it's like circular heat convection, but
Right.
so
Hmm.
hopefully I think that answered the question. I didn't want to get too deep into like what my plate actually looks like, unless that's what you were asking. But
No,
those are
just like some options for people, because I know a lot of some people just are new to meal prep. I mean, people like maybe myself. I mean, I guess I would probably include like just like a bunch of chicken breasts. I mean, I did it at one point, but it was just like really like the same meat, and then like I would switch up the vegetables or whatever like that, and then like a lot of times like maybe I'll do like salmon another week or whatever like that. So just
hmm
some ideas, because some people kind of reach a point where they kind of get frustrated, and they're like, well, I don't know what to, meal prep with, or, I'm sick of eating the same things, and they kind of go back to those bad habits. I
Yeah.
can attest to that because I